sorrow, fools in the house of mirth. No power on earth can make you wise. If you can't see the sorrow in his eyes, wise hearts dwell in a house of mourning. Fools fill their hearts with mirth. In fashion's frills they earn their worth, until returning to the cold drab earth,
no one cares much for the heart of a beauty like the beautiful Miss Lily Bart. It's her duty to be
perched on society's crumbling structure. You won't survive the fall. When you're stuck, you're going to end it all. Going to end it when you've spent it all. Hearts and minds mean nothing at all. Breeding and brains mean even less. The dutiful wife in the beautiful life needs money to make her man a success.
No money, no man, and no success.
But with the right kind of money and the right kind of man from the right kind of family tree, the best get more cream than the rest can dream of.
A tighter corset, please.
Still and all you must be willing to squeeze. Squeeze the sweat from farmers and miners, flee the stench of the steel and the oil refiners, fleece the rent from tenement dwellers,
while floating far off from the buyers and sellers.
Our mothers and fathers taught us that.
Milliner, make me a bigger hat.
God forbid we should tinker or trade to contaminate the purity of our Easter parade. Our fathers and mothers taught us sweat was for others on the labor of the lesser. Our fortunes are made. Milliner, shield the lady's eyes with an even bigger hat.
Grand Central Station, the hub of the nation. You get on here and can step off almost anywhere. You step on here, take a ride and get off where you always wished you could go. You're gonna go where you want. You're gonna be who you choose.
You're gonna do all you can to make sure you win and not lose.
You buy a ticket and hop on board, and the whirling world is your reward. The quiz is by and speeds along beneath your feet.
Oh, what an age in which to be alive. In this year of grace in 1905, find your place, not only to survive, but thrive.
With McKinley shot, then what we've got is a president who's evidently destined to shake up the status quo.
A progressive future surely looking swell to Roosevelt.
Teddy speaks softly and carries a big stick to make rich moguls sick. Now they have to pay for having everything their own fat way.
These are the days it pays to be alive. For the human race in 1905, it's a chase where anyone can win the prize.
Edison. Electrifying.
Wilbur Wright. Death-defying.
The Model B as designed by Henry Ford.
So even Rockefeller could afford it.
Electric trolleys opening up the town's suburban workers, mowing the farmers down, and if the city's jostling crowds, impossible.
There's Interborough Rapid Transit Underground. Zeppelin's built his big gas bag balloon.
Millie's magic takes us to the moon.
The Frere Lumiere cinematograph repairs a hit and run who's cut in half.
Caruso singing on the phonograph.
Transatlantic liners cut their time in half to get you sooner back from Gay Paris.
To parade your latest chicest shopping spree.
While down below deck, stowed in steerage, are those huddled masses heading here, adjusting to the truth of all the lies they're told of streets not even gilded, much less gold.
From every port around the globe they come with bundles bound with hope to take the jobs Americans used to do. A working man can now choose not to do. In factory, mine, and orchard, these immigrants won't mind the torture of the daily grind of dingy labor, beside those who may be disinclined to love their neighbor.
Push and shove and slave and work to prove these new Americans will never shirk. They now can be depended on to do what old Americans no longer want to do.
So far the 20th century only proves that all of the world is now on the move. So this must be the American century, whoe'er an American be. With all for one and one for all, you might get workers to unite.
Who I want, I'm gonna go where I please. No one can tell me I can't fight to be free, because these are the days my happiness arrives. In this golden year of 1905, live with all the loveliness I can contrive. This is the year I can't afford to waste. They'll be awestruck by my exquisite taste, and a brilliant bridegroom will excuse my haste. Carefully I'll choose my path and calculate to cool the wrath of furies who deem all allure impure. Rich bachelors like Percy Gryce prefer their fiancés naive and nice. The secret to this affair is my appearing that I do not care. Men pursue as long as the illusion be. The prey is not them but me. I'm afraid it is a kind of war, the combat I've been armor-plated for. The age-old battle's only charm is this, that marriage is the armistice.
So with the whole world knocking at our door, there is no more war worth the fighting for. In a century, Americans can say, no more to war. This is the century we will live to see. Plenty, peace, and prosperity, universal understanding and unity, of peace and joy, of peace and joy and love.
Mr. Selden, what good luck.